You mentioned you had 5 girls in the house now, and sometimes you have more. You mentioned the dynamic of the harem, and the harem is one of your chapters in the book. But like you said, it's a little tricky, and I was wondering if you could give us a little bit of insight. Not that anybody watching this is ever going to have the high-quality problem of the harem, but you mentioned you got to kind of fuck each girl. You got to worry about the dynamic. Maybe you choose not to have the bottom girl or the main girl, but like, what are some of the things you got to do to keep everybody happy?
So, yeah, I mean, this is the whole fucking science behind this, and there wasn't like really a fucking manual for me to read, so I had to kind of figure this out on my own. Basically, you need to have like, it depends. Like if you're on a, let's take a trip, for instance. You're on a trip. You need to have 2 to 3 girls that you've already fucked that are stoked on you, that are hot. That needs to be your base, right? Because when I go on trips with and then you need a bunch of new hot girls.
Right.
So what I do is I go and I focus on the girls that I know, and I hook up with the girls that I know, and I don't really pay attention to the hot girls that much. I don't hit on them ever. I don't like try and fuck them, none of it. And they see these other hot girls that are super into me, and then the girls end up talking and whatever, and then the girls end up wanting to fuck me, or some I don't hook up with. There's definitely trips where, I mean, I don't fuck every girl on every trip, that's for fucking sure, but like you definitely definitely end up hooking up with the new ones. I mean, but you do it because they want to fuck you. And if you go out on a trip, like even if you have 8 or 9 girls, if you're like trying to fuck a bunch of girls, and then one girl rejects you, and then another girl rejects you, now all of a sudden it's like, oh, like, he tried to fuck me and I rejected him. And then like for a lot of these girls, that's like a feather in their cap. I can't tell you how many girls when I was hanging out with Bieber were, or like that knew him too, that would be like, oh yeah, he tried to fuck me and I said no. And it's like, bitch, shut up, like, but that was like, to them, that was so cool,
Isn't that crazy?
And a lot of them just make it up too. Like they're like, I remember one time, like I texted a girl like WYD, and she's like, oh, Dan tried to fuck me. And the girl's like, oh, really? What did he do? And she's like, oh, he texted me last night. Like, she's like, oh, what did he text? And she's like, oh, he asked me what I was doing. And then she's like, what else? And what happened? And she's like, oh, like I just told him that I was taking a shower and then I was going to bed. And that was hers, like, oh, Dan tried to fuck me and I said no. It's like so crazy. But like that's literally what they'll take, is like, and they'll run with that, and then they'll tell everybody. But so anyways, so by doing it the way I do it, which is I focus on the girls that I have been dating or whatever, then when the new ones want to hook up, I mean, listen, you stick a chick on a fucking deserted island for long enough and she's fucking drinking, she's gonna want to have sex, and it's like, if you're the only guy there to have sex, like, and other girls want to have sex with you and you're validated and the fame doesn't hurt and all the other rest of this fucking shit, like they're gonna want to fuck you. It's just like, it's human nature, it's, so I just, that's how the group dynamics usually work on a trip. You can't have too many girls that you've hooked up with, like I say 3 is good, because or you could do 1 and a ton of new ones and then just really just kind of focus on the 1. But the problem is then you give that 1 a lot of power, because then the girls like are worried about offending her if they fuck you. And, and then she tells all the girls like, oh, like, we're dating, like, I really like him, like, don't hook up with him. And then the girls like try and like form bonds with the other girls to cock block you. So anyway, so like I could go on and on and on about this shit, but the fucking, the point is, 3 girls is good, because then if you're hooking up with 1 girl, then, if you take 2 and you're fucking 1, then the other one's just like sitting on her ass, like, like whatever. But if it's 3, then you can, hook up with 1, the other 2 are hanging out, whatever, like people don't notice. And if you have a bunch of girls, girls will come, sneak into your fucking room and you'll bang them, nobody even knows. Like, and so I'm getting a ton of pussy, and a lot of these girls don't even like realize it. So,
hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I am just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
It's also been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just an overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you gotta pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.
I don't know. And then by the end of the trip, it's like most of the chicks have banged me. And so then they've all got that in common and they're cool with it, as opposed to these girls like trying to like one up each other on like, oh yeah, he wanted to hook up with me and I said no. Then it's like, now then this other girl will feel stupid if she fucks me because this girl rejected. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
It's a very important like mindset and mentality. And then you don't also want to have like the fucking, whatever you do, the worst possible thing that you could probably do is have a super hot girl and try and fuck her and have her say no. Because then she'll tell everybody and then she'll set the precedent and she's the fucking hot girl and people want to be like her and blah, blah, blah. So there's like a lot of like do's and don'ts. A lot of ways you could really shoot yourself in the foot. But the way to do it correctly is, like I said, have like a few girls you hooked up with, a bunch of new ones, focus on the ones that you know until the new ones want to fuck you. And then, and then your rotation's going to fucking increase and whatever. And then as far as like the house, I mean, it's better to live in a city where girls can just come in, hook up and take off and like, hey, I have an hour, I have 2 hours, whatever, set like short time parameters. Vegas makes it more challenging because then you like have to fly girls in and then you're stuck with them for a period of time. I usually try and do the shortest period of time possible. And then you can always extend. But, the worst thing is being like trapped with somebody, so I don't know. It's fucking.
This trip dynamic. Have you ever read a book called Pimp by Iceberg Slim? He's got some similar dynamics. He's got the bottom girl who's the one that's down 100%. And then you got the other girls in the stable and there's a crazy dynamic. But yeah, if there's any feeling of discontent in there, it's got to be squashed right away or you'll have a full on revolt on your hands.
100%. Yeah, they'll fucking be like, yeah, fuck him, blah, 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 and they'll all bond together over that bullshit. No, you got like the best way to do it is to have a main. That's what I like to do is to have a main girl and she's of the understanding like, listen, I'm going to fuck other girls. It's funny, like that guy, Andrew Tate, he's been blowing up. He's been doing a lot of shit.
Yeah, what do you think of Andrew Cobra Tate?
It's funny, man. I actually talked to him. I've actually been talking to him a decent amount. He's an interesting guy. I respect him being unfiltered. We've got different opinions on some things. We agree on others. We've got a little bit of a different approach. I remember watching like one video where he was like talking about like, I fucked this chick and then I told her that I had to like, go do some fucking work. And she's like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Like I flew in to fucking see you or whatever. And he's like, yeah, but I got to go make some money. And so he went over to this other girl's house or this other girl's hotel and fucked her. And then he was like driving to another girl's place to fuck her. and he like took an Instagram story of him like driving in the car, and then he fucked the third girl and passed out at her place, and then he woke up to piss at like 8 a.m. and then posted the Instagram story of the video that he took as an Instagram story showing that he was like still out on the streets, like doing stuff. And then he went back to bed, woke up and went back to the other girl's hotel at like 11 a.m. or whatever. And she's like, where the fuck have you been? You know, and he like threw like 20 grand on the thing and like count that, you know, like up and out, making money, whatever. And it was just kind of funny, you know? And I remember I commented, I was like, yeah, I do the same shit. I just don't lie about it. You know?